Have you hit anyone else yet? Any spectators?
Mate, I was warming up and it's hit this bloke again on the same spot. Mate, I'm not even kidding. I was like, I can't wait to tell the guys.
So we've actually got supercar driver Scotty Pye to join us.
We got the craziest finale I think we've ever seen in Supercars, where we've got 4 drivers going for the title.
Someone that's racing in the Adelaide 500 is a Kiwi.
I'm with the team that Peter Brock used to race for.
Now you're talking my language.
Taylor, I know you. I love your TikToks with your husband. You guys are funny as.
Thank you. It's a much better show than this one, right?
Next thing you know, I'm getting woken up. I'm in Adam O'Brien's arm.
Have you got a Lambo, mate?
I sold it a few years back.
It's pretty sleazy. Do you have a gold chain with it?
We can see you, Bart.
Yeah, we're about to get a ball shot in a second, I reckon.
Well, yeah, I'm free balling too. Look out.
Any undies?
Don't worry, it won't shock you. I've just got out of an ice bath.
Yeah,
Give me half an hour.
Is that
Give me
all
half
it
an
is?
hour.
Can we change the subject?
Men are taking Viagra before going to the gym. Because
What?
apparently they're getting better, like, testosterone and stuff at the gym. So
Jesus,
they're
that's dangerous.
Yeah, they're getting better workouts. And everyone was like, just have an ice bath. It does the same thing.
Probably impressing the ladies there too, I suppose.
Welcome to Sports Cafe. You're supposed to do that bit.
Yeah, I know, but I've already delivered enough. I'm going to go home.
Okay.
I hope the cameras are rolling. I mean, this is preposterous. What a start.
Can we talk about
It's
the
a power
sport?
stance.
That's
You look
true.
powerful, Mark.
The ball.
Powerful and intelligent.
Shut up, mate. How's the cricket going in Nepal?
Yeah, it's great, mate. It's awesome.
Are you winning?
Yeah, mate, we're 3 from 3, so we're flying. Sort of Passion Royals, we're called. So we're top of the table. I think one more win gets us in the finals. Obviously, like to finish top 2 because then you get an extra game off.
Have you hit anyone else yet? Any spectators?
Mate, no shit. Last night I did in the crowd.
Bullshit.
Mate, I was warming up and it hit the triangle, like the boundary road, and it's hit this bloke again on the same spot. I was like, I can't wait to tell the guys.
This is seriously like 3 from 3. They happen in threes.
I've got my fingers crossed for the next thing. Mate, I'm not even kidding. I was like, I can't wait to tell the guys.
I'm
Glad you're
someone
thinking
else.
about us. Yeah.
Very good. Hey, do they have the ashes in Nepal?
Yeah, they do. Got it on, and it's like 8 o'clock in the morning as well, so it was perfect. But only went 2 days, so it I had a bit of downtime the last couple of days, which is obviously nice. We won, but yeah, there's nothing else to do.
The knock by Travis Head. I mean, that was one for the ages.
Mate, unbelievable. It was a bit of a whirlwind test just to begin with. Obviously, Aussie got caught off guard with his back spasms, and then he couldn't open the batting, so that threw a little spanner in the works. It's probably not ideal. I probably feel sorry for Jake Weatherald, who opened with him on debut, who was thought he was going to bat with Aussie, but ended up batting with Marnus. And then second innings, Hetty just come out and just absolutely blitzed them. And the English side have been on about their pace and carry on, and they're going to hurt the Aussies. And Hetty just moved around the crease and absolutely bombed them from all parts. And, mate, it was the best viewing I've seen in a long time.
You know, at one stage when the Ponds had a middle order, this is where I sort of stopped watching, but they had a good middle order partnership, and the guy got choked down leg, and the replays sort of showed the snick after it had passed the bat.
Nico was like a frame later, but obviously
Yeah.
sound takes a little bit longer to travel. So with that technology, you get one more frame for the snickometer to show up. But that was a turning point. But all in all, the test match was like a massive roller coaster. Like we were on top, England on top. Piers Morgan is chirping in the background over in England.
I'm watching it from a Kiwi perspective, saying I quite like McCullum's sort of approach of giving it a hoon, you know, and chasing 250, different approach than chasing 200, I suspect.
Yeah, 100%. But Hetty wouldn't have changed the way he played anyway.
No.
His best with defence is offence. I suppose that whole test match, there was not even a defensive shot played. Only went for 2 days.
Great to watch.
I saw something like Cricket Australia lost about $3 million in ticket sales because it only went for 2 days. So they're blowing up. And guess what? There's a day-night test coming up in Brisbane.
How different is that day-night stuff playing with the pink ball?
Look, I think the toss has a massive role in that because obviously you win the toss, you bat in the daytime. And so Taylor, when you bat in the daytime, it's much easier to see the ball. Whereas when it gets to that twilight zone, when the sun's going down, then the lights are taking over, that's really hard to see. And then the ball starts swinging around.
We just thought to get away from the serious cricket talk to explain it in a real simple way for you.
Thank you.
You know, we got Berkey from the Off Field podcast to just sum up that game.
First test of the Ashes, done and dusted. Aussies have cleaned them up in 2 days, you little beauty. Full disclosure, team, I actually woke up on Sunday thinking I was going to park up, have a few golds on the couch to get me through my hangover. I had a boys' Christmas party on the Sunday and we're into our work. Didn't realise that Travis Head was going to look like Adam Gilchrist all those years ago and just take it to the Poms. A guy came up to me actually plenty of years ago. He said, Berkey, I got to tell you something. I said, what's that, mate? He said, mate, great head is always better than an ordinary root. I thought, really? I thought, you're actually, mate, you're bang on the money. It is. It stacks up. So that doesn't change. Ben Duckett comes up to my old fella. I don't know why he's throwing chat. Gary Lyon could bowl a bouncer to that prick. Ben Stokes will never take 5 wickets against us again. McCullum's saying that there's positives to come out of that test match is absolutely ludicrous. I've got tickets to day 3 at the Gabba. I'm concerned I'm not going to see a ball get bowled. Now, I've got to say something. There's an Aussie great. He commentates with this hat on, Matthew Hayden. Haydos. Now, there's a rumour going around that he said if Joe Root doesn't score a ton this summer, he's going to run nude around the Gabba. Well, guess what, team? Buckle up, because I think we're going to see Haydos's hog this summer because Joe Root is Buckley's chance of scoring a ton at this rate. Aussie, oi, oi, oi. Poms still suck at cricket. Australia's still good. Brett Lee said whoever wins the first test will win the Ashes. I don't know a wiser man besides the guy that told me great head's better than an ordinary root.
You got it now?
I understood everything. Yeah, I summed it up perfectly. Yeah.
Mark, does that guitar get used, mate?
No, mate, the string's broken. It's just a prop
He's
at
got
this
no
stage.
musical
I'll tell you what
talent.
does get used, though, is... oh, shit. Mind you, it's late at night.
Oh, that's better. Mate, hey.
We are seeing
I saw that, yeah. We're wearing undies, mate. That was so...
I've got a bit of build track going on now.
Hey, Macca, we've just got a guest in.
Yeah, I'm just going to play a little bit of introductory music, mate.
Shut up, Macca.
Bang on.
Now, massive weekend this weekend in Adelaide for the Adelaide 500, the Supercars. You run.
Yep.
Yeah.
All over it,
Big
mate.
fan, mate. Big fan.
Yeah. So we've actually got supercar driver Scotty Pye to join us and give us a bit of rundown on what's happening this weekend.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me on.
So give us the rundown of the Adelaide 500. What are we looking out for this weekend?
Well, to be honest, guys, I actually have no idea. We got the craziest finale I think we've ever seen in Supercars, where we've got 4 drivers going for the title, separated by 50 points, which typically in our championship, you kind of know who's going to win the championship, or at least form matters more than it does right now. But Supercars have changed the championship format. But someone's sitting on the couch now. This is amazing. Like I said, we've got 4 drivers: Kai Allen, Chaz Mostert, Will Brown, and Brock Feeney, all going for the title.
Who's the greatest risk on the course? Because we've always got some mates who are half-wits both on and off the road. But
I'm just here, Macca.
Oh, mate, you can't drive. You cannot drive. Do not get in a car with that guy, mate. But who are the high risk? Formula One, there's always one who's never going to let you pass. They prefer to crash at high speed, risk their life. Same thing, surely.
Yeah, I mean, high risk is probably Lynny. I don't know if you've still got that Lambo, but that's probably one driver you might be at risk of with. But
have you got a Lambo, mate?
I sold it a few years back.
Jesus Christ. You can't do that in New Zealand, mate. You can't.
I was just at the Adelaide Rally on the weekend. I was driving one. Mega fun. Hell of a car. But anyway, the Supercars, for me, last year was a real good battle between Chaz Mostert and Brock Feeney. They're 2 guys that are first and second in the title right now. And going for the win, Brock Feeney actually put Chaz Mostert in the fence and got a 15-second penalty. That was when the championship wasn't on the line. That was just for a race win. Now that the stakes are a little bit higher, I think those 2 drivers will be at the pointy end. Chaz is in form. He's won 3 of the last 4 races.
Great Kiwi, Shane Van Gisbergen, the Giz. Obviously, bloody great in the Supercars, but now in NASCAR. Any sort of Any guys you think can follow suit? Anyone's got the desire to move into that American stable?
I think a lot of us would have the desire to do it. I think racing 36 times a year. We do 36 races in supercars, but we only race 14 weekends, so we do multiple races per weekend. But I think all of us would just like to be racing more, and so that's one real big appeal for NASCAR is they get to race 30 weeks a year or 36 weeks a year. The salary, I'm sure, is a little bit nicer as well. I think
Scotty McLaughlin's over there, isn't he?
Yes, he's in IndyCar, and two guys absolutely crushing it. So Shane's 6 race wins this year in the Cup Series. Scotty's he finished second in the championship, I believe, a couple of years ago. We had him as a guest on our pod as well this year. But unreal to see those guys doing it. I do think they've opened the door a little bit, but America's still very tough to break into because there's a lot of good US drivers.
Connor, you've driven in a supercar.
I wouldn't say driven. I was a passenger in one. Yes, I did it. Is it the 1,000 or what is it at Newcastle, Scott?
Oh, Newcastle would have been 250k, so it would have been a 500. But yeah, 250k's both days.
Yeah. So when they did that, they got a few Knights players to come do a hot lap. I actually did it with Chaz, which was pretty cool.
Right.
But yeah, I was trying to Google it last night just to remember like which driver I did it with, and Kalen did it as well. I could find heaps of stuff on him doing it, but nothing about me. So. They just brushed me. They're like, yeah, whatever, mate.
Kalen's friend went in as well.
Yeah.
The hot laps in our championship is one of the coolest things we get to do because there's no other sport in the world that can give someone the experience of what we do or what you do as an athlete. Like I'm never going to know what it's like to score a try or a touchdown in the US or kick a goal from outside 50 in the AFL, but we can put someone in the passenger seat and take him for a lap. Like Sandown 500, I won that last year with Will Brown. The Monday after, we're in the same race car taking people for hot laps. So that's probably the coolest thing about our sport. I actually took Lynny, QR, I took you for a lap as well.
Yeah, didn't you?
And it's unreal. When you know the passenger too, you always, give it a bit more. I do worry sometimes that it'd be my ego that takes a hit. Like I had a few moments last week with passengers that I knew. I took a couple mates and you always try and impress your mates a bit more, but it is good fun.
No, when we were doing that hot lap, I was impressed how late you brake because I was doing the gears for you. I'm thinking you got lights on the steering wheel, so it's not that hard to do the gear. But then you're also saying when you need to do a piss, you just piss yourself all the time. How would that happen every race?
Wild.
Oh, it's few and far between. I'll be honest. Like we do it a bit. The gear changing's funny because it doesn't matter. I'm not with that team anymore, so I don't care. But teams, you normally don't tell when you let your mates change gears for you because it is a sequential. And there's been a couple cases I've heard of the passenger going the wrong way and blowing an engine up. So, but yeah, the teams don't like that so much. But it's always fun to let someone have a go. But the braking as well, just quickly on that road cars are so fast. Like even the Lambo I was driving on the weekend, that thing's 850 horsepower or something, four-wheel drive. So the acceleration doesn't really surprise anyone in a supercar these days. But the braking is the most impressive thing. Like Bathurst, we're doing 300 and we brake for a third gear corner at like 140 meters. That's the coolest thing about it when we put someone in the car with us.
So when you go from racing and then going to drive in suburban roads, how do you tame the beast? Because I struggle with that. Like if someone
when you go racing,
and I'm not even a race car driver, obviously, as much as I like to think I am. When someone cuts me off, I'm like, I'll go in the lane next to them, right up their ass, and it's game on. How do you not do that as a professional race car driver?
No, I get the shits big time with exactly the same sort of stuff.
Right. Okay, I'm in the wrong job.
Yeah. But in terms of speeding, I don't really have a desire to go fast. The pet hate is hesitation on the road and people sit in the right lane. When someone enters a roundabout and they stop 4 times before going through that, shits me. And the right lane thing, get out of the right lane if you're one of those.
Macca, you're the angriest driver in the world, so...
Yep. Well, I had a guy the other day, and I'm not going to, paint too big a picture, but he didn't have a license. And we went into a roundabout, and when you're looking right to see if there's any cars coming, there weren't. So he took off, and I took off, and he just stopped in the middle of the roundabout. And I went straight to his ass, blew the back windscreen all over him, and got out and started giving him the what for. And he said, just don't call the police. Don't call the police. I said, don't worry about that, mate. I won't. And didn't hear a boo from a goose. Must have just taken the car, parked on the side of the road and pissed off.
Thanks for your time, mate, and appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. See ya.
Can't believe you had a Lambo, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
Had it for about 3 or 4 years.
It's pretty sleazy. Do you have a gold chain with it?
Yeah, I'll send you a photo of it.
Now, actually, we've been talking supercars. Someone that's racing in the Adelaide 500 is a Kiwi, Ryan Wood. So welcome joining us now, Ryan.
Thanks for having me. Thank
Hey,
you.
pal.
So what team are you in?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm with Walkinshaw United, so the old HRT team to make it easier, and probably for you old folks, the team that Peter Brock used to race for, so and Greg Murphy. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, sure does.
Rick's ears just pricked up then.
Yeah, Peter Brock, Greg Murphy. Now you're talking my language.
Tell
us a bit about the Adelaide course.
Adelaide's a good track. It's one of my favourites. We go to a few street tracks, but Adelaide, is I guess probably the best in the calendar, being the last race. So it's exciting. It's different, but super happy to be a part of it. Would have loved to have been in the final four, but I think with Adelaide, Adelaide's a different place, I would say. So you get everyone there, and it's quite a cool little party vibe to the weekend. It's very similar to the Gold Coast race and those street tracks. So yeah, one of my top ones on the calendar.
Is it a tight course to race?
It's a street track, so it's a normal daily road. It's through parklands as well, so where people usually walk their dogs and everything like that. So it's quite unique in that aspect, but it's very challenging. Mentally, it's tough because you have walls around you the whole 2 hours, 2.5 hours you race, so you've got to be onto it. But it's probably top 3-4 hardest tracks on the calendar. So I wouldn't say it's super tight. It's just super technical and different to what we go to.
Motor racing at your level is something that it's bloody hard for the average person to get their head around because it's just so fast. What motor racing scares you? What would freak you out? Is it off-road? Is it motorcycle? What is it?
I wouldn't say many things motorsport would freak me out. It's more like silly stuff like skydiving and bungee jumping and that sort of stuff. I'm scared of heights, but racing wise, I wouldn't like to be in like my dad used to do boats, so jet sprint boats and hydroplanes and stuff. It wouldn't catch me doing that probably, or anything to do with airplanes, like airplane racing. I don't know if that's a thing, but that sort of stuff. But no, racing in general, I'm pretty attracted to, and I'd give most things a go if I'm sort of on land.
I don't like the side carts on the motorbikes.
Yeah, my granddad used to do that actually. So, that's probably where I get a bit of my dumbness from, and not really scared of too many things. So, started in go-karts when I was 7 in New Zealand, and then just made my way over here.
We're talking about pre-seasons before. Connor's in one right now. Do you guys have to train much before? Do you have to be physically fit to concentrate for 2.5 hours?
We try to, but I don't wear a singlet usually like you and have my veins popping out my biceps. So I'm meant to look like you, but no. For me, I had a massive off season last year and lost a fair bit of weight, and it's definitely helped me in the race car and made me feel a lot sharper and that sort of stuff in that aspect. And probably the biggest thing is helped me cope with the whole weekends, and like a race like Bathurst is a week long. It's helped me cope in those scenarios a lot easier with my brain. And wouldn't say physically it does, it definitely helps, but it's not more. I found more out of the mental side than I did out of the physical side. It's not like AFL or NRL. We don't have a Michael Maguire breathing down our neck, turning us into animals. But definitely try to look after yourself and put in the most you can.
Well, mate, all the best for the weekend. What's your goals out of this weekend? Obviously to win the race, but what's your focus on?
Yeah, for me, my teammate Chaz is in the final four, so he's got an opportunity to win the championship this weekend, and I think that's our biggest goal, is to make sure we give him the best opportunity possible to try and win, and I'll be doing everything I can to help that. So,
is that like take out the other car, or?
Well, not quite. I held at the last round. I held another car up quite a bit to help him out and win the race. But
that's cool.
Yeah, definitely no blatant takeouts.
That's probably not smart.
I'm not going to say it out loud, anyways.
All right, thanks for joining us, and all the best for the weekend. And great to have a Kiwi driver at the front of and making sure that you dominate the Australians.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks,
Go
mate.
well.
You're on.
Just talking of motor racing, Formula One. Like, this is your moment to shine.
Yeah. Huge
Yeah.
weekend, mate, in Vegas.
We've actually run out of time. So,
Okay, great. That's all I knew anyway.
what happened? Tell us about the Formula One.
McLaren got their points stripped after this weekend, and they actually scored really high. So because they got caught cheating, they've lowered their car.
No.
Not
Filth.
do that.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks, Dad, for letting me know all that. Yeah.
And the Aussie driver, how did he get on?
Yeah, he's for McLaren, so he's got his points stripped.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what he did, it's done
'Cause
now.
he ran into the Kiwi guy, Liam
Yeah,
Lawson.
good.
Yeah.
That guy needs a bit of humbling.
Hey?
Yeah, he did one good race last year, then goes, yeah, I'm better than Ricardo, put me in. Has he done much this year? Don't think so. But I did meet him last year anyway, so hopefully he's not watching it. Lovely guy.
Mate, he's in the Red Bull team, isn't he?
Now, before we go any further, you posted something on the weekend. You just started pre-season, Connor?
Yeah, went back on Friday. First day yesterday, though.
How's it going?
It was tough. Yeah, it was tough, Rick. Probably didn't help that I went and ran the Coogee stairs on the weekend, so I'll come in with some tight calves. They told us we weren't doing any testing. They said, you older boys, we're obviously doing, a trip in a couple of weeks of camp. They said,
You'd go for that.
we're not going to test yous. And so that was Friday. We didn't really do much. Had Saturday, Sunday. So I thought, you know what, I might as well go do a bit on the weekend. And I told some mates of mine that I'd go do the Coogee stairs with them. Did it. Woke up Sunday feeling awful. Went into training today, trained yesterday, and then they go, oh, boys, you know how we told you we're not testing you. We're actually going to do it tomorrow. So now I've got the Bronco tomorrow and I've got tight calves already. So that'll be good.
Yeah, mental. Like this is, you also did this a few days ago. Just play this clip. So what was going on there?
Yeah.
Which part?
Yeah.
Like the bit where he had you underwater and he was trying to bash you up.
Yeah, underwater wrestling with no empty the lungs and then wrestle for 15 seconds. It's tough.
Oh, that's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can't even swim.
Yeah, the hardest part was when you seen him spinning me around. He caught him unknowns, and about halfway through that, he'd open up my goggles too, and then just flood my goggles with water. So basically, I was just spinning upside down, couldn't see anything, and it was.
Why?
No, well, as you know, we're both friends with Nigel Beach. I started a few years ago when I did my Achilles. I started doing some work with him and sort of got right into the breathwork stuff, doing a lot of the Wim Hof stuff with him, and then I just started to implement it into more my game day. I'll do some Wim Hof before I play and a little bit during the week as well, and then I was out the other week and ran into this guy, Sully, who runs a similar thing to what Nigel does up on the Central Coast. It's called Teams Challenge Australia, I think. And they do all breath work, free diving. And I was having a few beers and I was like,
Yeah, nice.
mate, I'm in. And then he was like, all right, I'm coming down to Sydney on Thursday. So we just went and did a session. It was good. I really enjoy that stuff. We jumped into the ocean and did some free diving after, which was freaking me out a bit. The water was a bit murky. Couldn't stop thinking about
what's in there.
Yeah, what's looking at me that I can't see. But it was good. You boys done any of it, Macca?
Falls into the realm of being, maybe a bit woo-woo for an older fella like myself, but it's bloody good. I really enjoy it. Particularly the meditative stuff. I mean, I remember going, we did a retreat down the South Island amongst the mountains. And one of the things we had to do, as well as starving ourselves on, no milk or coffee or meat or anything like that, was a breathing session. And at the end of it, there were people in tears.
What about you, Lynny? Have you?
No, I haven't. No, I'm probably more interested in what Conor McGregor did. He went to something a couple of days ago. Have you guys seen that?
No.
It's pretty interesting. He reckons he saw his death. He went to Mexico and cleaned himself right up, he reckons.
Ayahuasca or mushies?
Yeah, sounds like it.
No, I'm not too sure, but it's all over the media at the minute.
Right.
Well, that's what the quarterback did as well. What's his
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers was big on the ayahuasca ceremonies.
That's what Deontay Wilder did before he fought before he caught Fury, I think, and then he got clubbed.
It's amazing though, because as athletes, you know, and we're all athletes here, you're always looking for something to give you an edge, aren't you? Are you like that, Lynny? Are you looking for different things outside what normal cricketers do to give you an edge, or you just see ball, hit
a little bit? I suppose just whatever, you know, gets you up for the game. Obviously, hitting the cover driver or getting in the nets is not always, you know, that motivating. I suppose just, you know, look good, feel good type attitude, whatever helps you get up for a game, or, you know, once you know, I'm 35 and I've been playing professional cricket for nearly 20 years. Going to cricket training doesn't excite me, but the thrill to compete does. So you do have to find different motives to get you up for games.
Yeah, mine's a bit more social these days, right?
Well, that's the reward, isn't it?
Of course. I was going to say, I actually got a funny story, like when I was doing some Wim Hof. So when I started doing it with Nigel, I'd start doing some Wim Hof on game days, pretty much before I get to the team meeting. That's how I do it. I still do it. And it was when we were in Newcastle. I was playing at Newcastle at the time. We're up in the COVID bubble. And Adam O'Brien was the coach of the Knights at the time. And he'd always start meetings, like say if it was a 12:30 meeting, if you were not in there by 12:28, the meeting's already gone without you. So I was next door, we're about to do our team meeting, and I was running a bit tight with my Wim Hof. So I'm onto my last breath hold. And I'm in the team room next door to that one. So I'm like, oh, I better get in there before the meeting, it'll start without me. So I go in, I walk into the room and I'm doing my breath hold. And I'm looking at the boys, they're all just sort of like there. Next thing you know, I'm like getting woken up. I'm in Adam O'Brien's arms. But no one had any idea that I was holding my breath. So they thought I just fully passed out. I just dropped. I hit the deck because I was walking in. I'm like a minute and a half in or whatever to this breath hold, about to go sit down, and then all of a sudden, like the coach is waking me up, tapped me on the face. They just thought I just dropped dead or something. They had no idea I was holding my breath.
Oh shit.
And then I had to go play a game in like 3 hours. I was wigging out. I was looking up, can you do exercise after passing out, like from breathing and stuff? Yeah.
There has been a bit of controversy this week that you all know the Australian Jousting League, the AJL. So they've come out and said that anyone that's negotiating with the mini Jousting League, the MJL, or signs with the mini Jousting League is up for a 10-year suspension. Have you heard that?
Good idea. That's bloody outlandish, right?
Yeah. Naka, can you just explain again for the mini Jousting League, as you are the architect and sort of the founder of the mini Jousting League?
Really, it's about little people who I've always had a little bit of a penchant for, particularly dwarves. And you put them on a Shetland pony. And the beauty of that is you can do it in a town hall on a stage, and they joust. And, of course, the dwarves being small, the ponies being small, it can actually happen across the top, and they stand up on the stage and they say, "G'day, my name's Jimmy, and I've been jousting for 3 years, and I'm paying 7 to 1." So you bet on it, and then you have basically pigs on spits and buxom serving wenches, and it's like a sort of a theatrical event. You have running of the dwarves as well, where they all sort of tear down with sheep chasing after them. But the good thing about the dwarves is that they're proportionately got quite a large head. So it's a spectator sport.
No, well, if you get banned for 10 years, you got 10 years to grow into a full-size human.
Here's Macca sort of recently ran a training camp, and this will give you a bit of an insight.
Well, it certainly brings a smile to the face, doesn't it? I mean, we've got Selwyn in behind us, a little person on a little horse, and he's practicing his jousting. You've got, I'll tell you, your accuracy's not bad at all. The only challenge we've got is horse control and speed. Right. And potentially your ability to sell yourself, because to be fair, your sales pitch at the beginning, wasn't that compelling. At the moment, consider it just an investment. I've got to be honest, I'm not sure about either Selwyn or the horse at the moment. If we're going to put on a world-class show. That's it, mate. Good speed. Good speed. Good control. Brilliant. Brilliant. What are you going to call yourself? You're going, oh, God, control that horse. Sean off. Sean off.
It's gone to my head.
Yeah, fair enough.
Why am I so good at the start? What do you think? Is it good looks, charm, personality?
I think it's just natural, is it?
Yeah.
Natural charisma.
Yeah.
And hand-eye coordination. You've got that in spades, mate. Can we take it back a bit further? Sorry, yeah, good run up. Oh, that's good. That's brilliant. Hit it. Oh, down he goes. Are you all right? Oh, look, let's catch the horse. Oh, God, the horse is gone. The horse is gone. Come on, come here. Right, here we go. Up we get. There we go.
Oh, shit, that's a good sight there.
How are you feeling?
Oh, yeah.
Are you quietly happy with your first time on a horse?
Yeah.
I think the hand-eye coordination's pretty damn good. No doubt about that.
Rightio.
It's whether or not you can take a stick at about 30k right in the chest. Well, mate, I tell you what, if we can get you winning a jousting competition, it's going to be about the equivalent of walking on the moon.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong there.
But it's now started as a league, so there's a whole heap of these guys.
Mate, you can't even control it when you're leading it.
I can't control women.
Don't make
Can
me
you control
bloody...
women?
Hey?
You can't control women either, can you?
Oh, good God, this is a disgrace. Mate, you got no control.
We're taking applications at the moment for franchises. So there's a couple of people who've already sort of shown interest in owning a franchise for the Mini Jousting League. So, Macca, any final words on the Mini Jousting League?
Well, look, I'm pretty hot on the Tasmanian franchise. I think they're sort of more thick set, bigger boned, so probably a bit harder to knock off the horse. You know, I think Matty Johns is quite keen on one of those Sydney suburbs.
Yeah, I think he's doing the Manly franchise.
It's a big opportunity. We just need to give it's a beautiful thing for a small town hall. You can't tell me you wouldn't sit there with a couple of sherbs and bet on a couple of guys tearing across the top, and then the running of the dwarfs. I mean, it's got to work with sheep.
Right now, someone that's actually gone through the process of starting a sport is former Australian netballer Gretel Bueta. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about the Fast Five weekend.
Yeah, it was awesome. Everything that needed to go to plan went to plan, thankfully, and it's an exciting new era for netball. I think it was like a big netball reunion with all the old girls coming together, and then bringing the young ones through and getting to see what talent's coming through as well. So yeah, it was epic. I'm still on a social hangover. I feel a bit foggy these last couple of days because I've just been socializing for 48 hours straight, but it was the best.
What's different? Tell us what's different about this form of netball.
It's 5-a-side, so it's similar to Fast Five, but the centre can shoot for a third. So we made it into thirds instead of 4 quarters, just to be different. And then one of those thirds, the shooter can shoot, and if she gets it in from outside of the circle, it's 7 points. So it's a bit of a game changer.
I was just going to say, you'd be infinitely aware, of course, of the Harvard study around height and genetics and the modifying thereof. Can netball in its current form be ruined by a very tall woman?
Bringing in the 2-point rule has been a bit of a way to try and change that. So that's been in most Super Leagues. That's been introduced, and I'm playing in the Malaysian League next year, and they've just introduced the 2-point rule there as well. So I think that's slowly taking over netball, the 2-point rule.
Can you stop giving him the credibility of answering his question as though it was a proper question? Like just ignore him. Like that's what we.
My point was, can you stand there like that with your hand over the hoop and not move?
Mate, you're 5'8" and she's 6'3".
You got to reject the shot when on its way up.
Okay.
And you can't touch the ring.
You touched on the Malaysian League. There's a rumour going around that the royal family flew you out there. Can you give us some insights on that?
Yeah, they did. They're amazing. It's the Prince and Princess of Johor, and it's a different world over there, that's for sure. He's got his own crocodile pond. Yeah, they own a hotel over there, so put the family and I up, and it's too good as a mum over there. They do your washing, and it's buffet breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and your room's cleaned for you most days. So I came back to reality, and I was like, "What do you mean I have to prepare dinner?"
Any elephant polo?
It was awesome. No elephant polo, just normal.
Okay, fair.
Polo.
I mean, a question, because you would have been a netball player in your day, Taylor?
No, false. Never touched a netball before.
But you can't have gone to school in Australia and not played netball.
Oh, I was enrolled in netball, but I would fake sick every week. Yeah.
Did you?
I was never good at it. All my friends were really good at it. Why would I stand out there and embarrass myself? Just let the pros at it.
You're doing this show.
Yeah, well, I get paid to be here. It's a lot different.
You're getting paid.
Malaysia, you chose Malaysia over competing in Australia, Gretel?
Taylor, I know you. I love your TikToks with your husband. You guys are funny as. Me and my husband piss ourselves every night watching your TikToks.
Yes.
Thank you. It's a much better show than this one, right?
Hey,
Couldn't
Gretel,
be
we're
any
quite
worse.
big stars too.
Not in this day and age.
It's the snort.
Yeah, that's how she recognised you.
Thank you.
Hey, back to my question. You chose Malaysia to play netball? Like, I didn't even know they play netball in Malaysia.
They're in the World Cup and sorry.
Hey.
Hello, honey.
They're in the World Cup team and you wouldn't think that my husband was Fijian looking at him, but yeah, they're pretty good over in Malaysia, and it's growing definitely. And it's only 40 minutes to Singapore, and Singapore netball has taken off as well. So it's definitely growing sport over there.
And your brothers played AFL?
Yeah. My
So you're
brother's
in
played AFL, yeah.
So you're a bit of a fan of AFL as well?
Yep. Look, I don't watch it as much now that they don't play, but I don't mind it.
And before netball, you were a basketballer.
Yes.
But was that a big decision, giving up basketball for you?
Maybe now I wouldn't have chosen to give up basketball. College basketball's gone off, which is really cool. But in saying that, netball's been amazing. So I did love both sports growing up, and then went to WNBL when I was straight out of school, and then moving to college for 4 years just scared me being away from home for that long. So that's why I stayed home and just did uni full time, and then joined a social netball team and kind of got scouted that way.
How was the transition, Gretel, from basketball to netball?
I thought it'd be a lot easier than what it was, to be honest. I was pretty bad. I was airballing because the ball's so light in netball, and there's no backboard, so I was airballing. I was stepping every time I'd get the ball. I was like contacting because I was a little bit rougher coming from basketball. And my footwork was a little bit slower. In netball, it's so much faster. So yeah.
So Gretel, how does a preseason look in netball?
Preseason in netball goes usually with Suncorp Super Netball teams. They start at like 6 weeks before the season starts, and the season only goes for 14 weeks. So there's a long preseason in netball. Is a lot of footwork, just a lot of. Have you heard of the yo-yo?
Yes, I'll have to do one in a couple of weeks actually. So
yeah, I've lost sleep over that.
All right, we better let you go and look after that wandering child. So thanks so much for joining us, and all the best with Malaysia and the new comp.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Cheers,
for
eh?
having
Cheers.
me.
Thanks.
Bye.
Hey, Rick, I've got about 4%
You there?
battery left. Shall I plug it in? I can't with that bloody thing, right? You know.
It has been a tough weekend for the Kiwis because even though the All Blacks won, we beat Wales. You all watched that.
Yeah.
We put 50 on Wales.
Yeah.
But the All Blacks are not happy with that level of performance. So we needed some motivation, and we got it from Chur, my bro.
I'm just as guilty as the next man for criticising our team too heavy. In my opinion, they've always got to win by 100 points or else they're slipping. But I tell you what, today I come to their defence and I offer a solution, something outside of the box, which is exactly the essence of what I'm about to speak of. I don't think that we've lost our aura, and I don't think that we've lost our way. You know what I think we've got too much of? Control. The likes of Will Jordan, just to name one. Brilliant player. Jumps like a gazelle, runs like a fucking cheetah, but a very controlled person. Look across the team. Everybody's very controlled. What we're missing is mischief. Jump over to NRL and look at Reece Walsh a couple years back. Man was rocks or diamonds, was he not? And then one day Madge saw him with the toilet water, and his mates were like, hey, and they was like, fuck, let's just see what happens there. And what happened, bro? The bro's running rampant now. You know why? Because he's running with his own spirit animal, and the coach is right behind him. Look, we've got plenty of structure in this team. You, run wild. Use, get around him. Boom. There you go. So my plea, Razor, the next time you fellas play, I want Ruben Love to play an entire game, and before he starts, the bro needs to drink 1,000 litres from the wharepaku.
Which is toilet water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mate, a lot of wisdom there. He's not wrong. sometimes in these rugby teams or NRL teams, where there's so much control on players, and sometimes it's just better to let them cut loose. Like Macca, you're a cut loose guy. Didn't handle control well.
I think his battery might have got him.
4 win.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
Oh, wait, does that mean it's not going to?
Lynny's that type of
player.
player.
Yeah, you're exactly that sort of player that we can't put fences around you. You just got to cut loose.
Yeah, well, most people go, vertical. I like to go horizontal. Keep the blinkers off. That open-minded. But like we're talking about, whether it's breathwork, whatever motivates you to get you up to perform at your peak of your powers, everyone's different. I mean, what's weird, what's normal these days? And I'm happy if it's 1%, if it's whatever it may be. There's different ways you can recover. There's different ways you can get stronger. It's all out there, and with TikTok and social media and everything, the shit that's going on is mind blowing.
Lynny, how have you found it? Like, obviously you play a pretty free spirited style, but when you've gone through like form slumps, the easiest thing will probably just go back out there and just block the ball or just play really patiently. How do you continue to play that style when things aren't going your way?
I think I look back on footage when I've done well, but then obviously you get crucified in the media, and it's like you go 4-10 duck, and like you're out of form. I like to think I'm one game closer to man of the match rather than think out of form. So I just flip it on its head. If it's a 10-game tournament, I just need to win 2 off my own bat. I'll get 2 man of the matches, and I've done my job. You'd like to think the other opener will get 2. The number 3 will get 2. A bowler will get 2 wins, and then there's 6 wins. You're in the finals. But yeah, you just flip it on its head, mate. It's all in your mind. You know that. It's all mental. You can control those shit emotions of the white noise, the media, the crowd, all that stuff. And it's actually a really simple game. When I did struggle with it, I bought a dog, and like no matter if I had a good or bad day, I walk through the door and the dog doesn't give a shit, it's smiling, right? And now grown up a little bit, my daughter thinks the exact same.
Do you have the same sort of attitude?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was awesome, Lynny. I'm probably I wouldn't say I'm like as free spirited when I play as Lynny, but for me, I know that like as long as I've done everything in my week, like as long as I've done all my things that I need to do to go into a game and be empty-minded and just be able to go out there and play and do as I see and act off instincts. That's all that really matters. And, sometimes the ball's going to bounce your way. Sometimes it's not gonna. Like you got to go out there and you're versing another team who want to play well as well. So sometimes it just doesn't happen. But I know if I've done everything in my week and the lead up and I've ticked all those boxes, and the outcome is the outcome. It'll be what it'll be. So for me, it's just that preparation before it, and then I can just go out there and play off instinct.
Do you have a G-up song that you listen to arriving to the stadium?
It's pretty funny. Like when I started, the music taste from when I started to what I'm at now is so different.
Was it Backstreet Boys or something?
Nah, like back then it used to be like rap, like Drake, all this stuff to get pumped up, and then it went to house music for like a few years, and then now like I'm in this real weird stage where I listen to like Santana, like rock, just like sort of pretty chill, mellow.
What about you, Lynny?
Yeah.
Mate, morning of a game day, I'm just Ziggy Albert's, just a bit of acoustic. Because like then game day's the worst day because you're in your room basically until 7, 8 o'clock at night. So you can't play the game, in your room. So and then when you get on the bus, you might put a bit of house music. But mate, I'm not phased at the moment. Bit of Drake, bit of everything. Just put shuffle on and away you go.
How many games have you played, Lynny?
T20s. I've probably played about 300 odd, close to 400.
It's so funny because I remember I was talking to Chris Hyington when he retired.
Yeah.
And he played like 350 NRL games. He was saying like a whole year of his life he's wasted on a game day, just sitting around in a hotel room or sitting at home nervous, shitting himself waiting to play that night.
Yeah, it's a lot of warm-up.
FaceTime your partner or you don't like to be distracted?
No, I do. Like I'm pretty chill to be honest. Yeah. Like I feel like as the older I've got, the more relaxed I've got on game day.
Yeah.
And I'm more of the style like, in my training and my recovery and doing all of those things. And then once it gets to game day, I'm just try to relax. Like I just want to be in a good headspace to perform and not be thinking about stuff too much. But
I crashed my car through the garage door on Marcelo's biggest game of his career when Warriors made the prelim final against Broncos 2 years ago. And I was like, do I call him? Like, do I just let him know? I didn't, but then he found out because the guy came to fix it. And I thought they would win, so I hired the handyman to come, and then he's passed out because they lost, obviously, went on his Mad Monday. So I was like, we're sweet now. He won't be home for 3 days. First year he came home early off his Mad Monday, and then this guy's fixing the garage. He said, what happened here? Yeah, not good, mate.
So I've learned a lot out of this show, a lot since Macca fell off with a flat battery, but the main things I'm going to take away from this show is that Taylor's more famous than all of us, and that I need to have Viagra before I go to the gym. Thank you very much. That's Sports Cafe. Good night.
Are you going to try that one out?
No.
No?